Today I'm going to show you how to write cause and effect essay. In the previous video we learned how to write compare and contrast essay in the block method. In this video I'm still going to use the block method I've already used, and but in the cause and effect essay the structure is almost the same as the compare and contrast essay. Instead of comparing and contrast two different things, you basically either choose one of the point and talk about it throughout the essay, or for one paragraph you devote it for designated for just only causes about the topic, maybe the cause of smoking or the cause of smoking in the second paragraph. But you can also just only write the effects of the cigarette smoking in the two paragraph, I mean the two developing paragraph, or cause of cigarette smoking in two paragraphs. So in this essay I just talked about the effects of cigarette smoking instead of talking both of them, or just the cause of the cigarette smoking. And I also use the hook sentence. I always start with the hook sentence because it's the only way you can show your skills or abilities, or you make your essay stand out from the other essays. Because if you're preparing for proficiency test or any other kind of tests in which you're going to attend in preparation class in your first year in college, I'm not talking about universities that are located on United States. Those type of essays are for people who live in the countries where people don't speak English, maybe as a second language, but they have to pass an exam. So our first sentence is a hook sentence, and it's a question, and it says, how many times have you heard the effects of smoking? Have you taken them into account? So general, there's nothing specific about that. And then smoking has become prevailing after the discovery of plants that were used as a main. Oh, that's mistake over there. Smoking has become prevailing after the discovery of plants that were used as a main ingredient of that toxic and poisonous addiction. So you know what I'm doing basically is almost the same. It's always the same, narrowing down the topic and come to an thesis statement where you just mention what you're going to talk about throughout the essay or the rest of the essay. So I'm going to skip through those part, and then the last sentence is like, those who smoke should be informed about the adverse effects of smoking, which are health and economical problems. So those are the two main effects, and that is mentioned in the thesis statement by referring to those who smoke. So much more specific. And the health and economical problems are two problems that we're going to talk about in two paragraphs. The first one, we're talking about the health problem. The primary effect of smoking is a high risk of coming down with diseases and even terminal diseases like cancer. So it's basically a health problem. It's our topic sentence in the first developing paragraph. So and then the rest is giving examples, like you can give a percentage or numbers for addicted, and it says dreadful habit, and lung capacity, it affects your lung capacity, and then all sort of things. Whatever the example you have in your mind, you just mention it. That's it. That's it. Simple as anything. Be simple, be authentic. I know in those paragraphs there are a lot of mistakes, especially I didn't correct them, because you know those are common mistakes that every pupils do it when they're sit for exam, and it's so limited time, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that, for writing in well-organized essay. So in the second paragraph, our topic sentence is, yes, you're right, it's going to be about economical problems, and it says apart from the health issues that are triggered by smoking, people also are affected economically. So what are those? average money that is spent on buying cigarettes in US is $20 per day, which means that it can make a big crisis on personal income in middle class. So it's basically, I'm talking about effects of smoking cigarette economically rather than health. I mean, like, about health problems, because I've already mentioned in the second paragraph. So it's time for me to talk about the economical problems. Like, I can give an example in this essay. I just gave example of the people who are the middle class in United States. So, and it says, beyond that point, so many people have become homeless because of not having been able to pay the rent or the mortgage price just for the dreadful habit. Yes, it's an economical problem, just as it's an example, and that's the dreadful effect and adverse effect of smoking. And in the conclusion, it's again the same. What we're gonna do is, even though so many people have been informed about the adverse effects of smoking, which are mainly health and economical problems, restating your points, your aspects, your notion, the things that you talked about throughout the essay, like the health and economical problems in two developing essays. Now it's time for us to restating them without adding new information. Then you can add, or you can answer the question you asked in the first sentence of your first paragraph, which was, how many times have you heard the effects of smoking, or have you taken them into account? It's like an awareness, or like a basic question that you can ask someone in your daily life, someone who smokes. So people tend to ignore them. In future, it seems that there will be more problems if people carry on smoking addictively. So basically, in this, and the conclusion, in the last sentence of the conclusion, I didn't answer the question I asked in the first paragraph. So I noticed that you don't have to. I want to clarify that point. You don't have to answer the question you asked in the first paragraph in your hook sentence, and you don't have to. There's not an obligation. It's just like an example. It's just like way of, or it's like a method for start your essay. Some people start like, nowadays or today's in 21st century, people smoke a lot, or people have started doing some bad habits, and then you can count those bad habits. They're like smoking cigarette, or being addicted to other adverse things like weeds or something like that, or other really adverse habits. And then you can tell, you can say smoking is one of them, and then you can come to the last sentence, which is going to be your thesis statement, and then you can say those who smoke should be informed about the adverse effects, which are health and economical problems. Maybe you can add your point, but it's better if you have, it's better to pick out one which is so general in thesis statement, because you have to narrow down those 2 points or 3 points, it's up to you, in your developing paragraphs. So like when you say health, like cancer, like diseases, or everything which includes health, you can talk about it. But if I had said, if I typed like lung cancer, so there wouldn't been a lot of example or aspect that I can talk about. Of course you can talk, but it's not that much easy, So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy watching that video, and I'm going to add some more essays. I guess I'm going to add essay about how to write informative essay, because I haven't written one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and keep in tune and keep watching my videos, and bye bye.